gut the Civil Rights Act.
Shalom. Kalalayam Yahweh, Basham Yoshai Basham. Rekakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach us his truth. And salutation to the hopeful elect who are scattered abroad. Some who look like the nations. This is Banaya. So this one is about unrighteous decree set up by the beast man. So let it play. Fair use, fair use. I'm making no money from this. This is all about criticism.
Because they want to keep America a white majority. Immediately after this decision, the governor of Louisiana, a MAGA white supremacist, paused the elections that were already taking place, and he's going to gerrymander it. He's going to look at the black districts and say, how can I make these white? Yesterday, in Southern California, they put up a Charlie Kirk Way to remember a racist white supremacist podcaster. What did he stand for? White supremacy. The white man ruling this country. The roaming blacks are committing crimes. If you're a black pilot, you're not qualified. Justice Jackson must be an affirmative action hire because how dare a black woman be qualified? Andy Ogles posting about 9/11 when Zoran Mamdani's running. Racism, white supremacy. Ted Cruz posting a meme of jihadist as a checklist on voting when Zoran Mamdani ran. Donald Trump taking away the history of slavery in the Smithsonian. The history of slavery at the Philadelphia South. Taking down the history of slavery of Edgar Bevers. That's what this is. This is white supremacy. And the reason we're here is because white people won't say a damn thing because you don't want to be uncomfortable. When black people were hanging from trees by ropes, what did white people do? Nothing. When fetuses were torn out of black mothers, what did white people do? Nothing. When Native Americans were kicked off their land on the Trail of Tears, what did white people do? Nothing. When Asians were in internment camps, what did white people do? Nothing, 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 nothing.
And let me clarify, there's nobody
White silence has created Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not the problem with America. White supremacy is. We're here because of Barack Obama. He did nothing wrong. He was one of my favorite presidents. Incredible president. But part of this country, when you hear traditional family values, it means white. White, 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 white. That's what it is. And they saw a black man in the White House, and they said, oh man, I'm losing my mind. Traditional family values, white is going away. The outside of the White House doesn't match the inside, and I'm losing my mind. And they went back to what they know, the plantation owner. A mediocre white man with a micro penis. And in 2024, once again, that's what happened. You voted for a white supremacist that didn't even rent to black people, who asked for the execution of 5 black men. Very fine people on both sides. An adjudicated rapist, a felon, who was sued by a 13-year-old for being raped by a fucking 13-year-old. Officers died after January 6th from the insurrection. By the way, those were white men predominantly on January 6th, and they all got pardoned. And 77 million people said, yes, I want the most morally bankrupt piece of shit white man because he's white. Harris wasn't a felon. She wasn't a rapist. She wasn't on Epstein Island. She didn't add $8 trillion to the debt. She wasn't sued by a 13-year-old for raping her. She didn't steal from cancer charities. She didn't go into teenage girls' locker rooms.
And you
She's
can
not
go
on
and
the
watch
Epstein
this for
files
yourself.
because she's a black woman. That's why.
Because as I say, all of them are evil. All of them. The system is dirty. The system is evil. None of them is good. Isaiah 10. Warn to them that decree unrighteous decrees that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy for judgment, and to take away their rights from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will you do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help, and where will ye leave your glory? So these people are going to be destroyed. The visitation will destroy them, okay? Because they are evil to their core. Everything they think of, they dream of in their bed is evil. Nothing righteous. Evil, evil, evil. Habakkuk. Habakkuk. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, for the violence of the land, because they got this land by violence. So their blood have to be spilled to clean this land. But this land will be a burial forever. Woe unto him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So, you know, these people like to live high, like the eagle. Thou hast consoled shame to thy house by cutting off many people, hast sinned against thy soul. So he's destroyed many people, cut them off from their land, taking their everything that they have. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. And that's what they have done. They have built America on blood, bloodshed. And they continue to sacrifice unto this day. But their sacrifice is not working anymore. Because he established a city by sin. You understand? Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor's drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunk also. Thou makest look, and that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So his philosophies that he has pushed on people, his democracy, has weakened the nations. His religion, weakened the nation. His lies, because everything that he pushes is lies. Nothing but lies. Psalm 94. and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? So that's what they do. Their throne is a sinful thing. What they have built up is sin. What they have built up was built up by sin, going against the law of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai to build their kingdom up. On the left hand side, Micah 3. who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces as for the pot, as flesh within the cauldron. So we know that they have been eating us for the longest while, these cannibals. And now what they have done is put people in the food chain. People are eating people now as a natural thing because they want to keep us in sin. These are their magic portion that they are pushing. Keep us in sin so we cannot be saved. That's what they've been trying. That's what they've been doing. But there is a remnant that does not bend the knee. Okay? That have not bent the knee to Baal. Okay? So, we know the house of David, the elect, the 144,000. Yes. We know they have not taken this juice. So we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yoshai, Ba'asham Rakakadash. Shalom.